Okay, good evening, everyone.
For me.
Say hello. Good evening, Mark. Good evening, Kevin. First of all,
Good evening.
thanks to Mark for coming on board tonight to help out and give a little insight on what's going on in the Indo world at the moment and darts in general here in Ireland. It's a little bit ironic that we're coming to you on St. Patrick's Day, of course, 12 months ago. We can all remember the infamous speech from Leo Varadkar, and at the time, none of us really knew what was to come. But it has been a tough year for one and all. So hopefully, our little bit of a gig here tonight is to spread some light at the end of the tunnel, and that we are very, very soon going to be able to start promoting events again. And hopefully, it won't be that long till we are all in a big event and having a few beers and back to enjoying darts. Kevin, it's been a really, really tough year. COVID has been dreadful for many families throughout the world, and the darts world in general has basically hit rock bottom.
Well, you've said it in a nutshell there, Mick. Darts has stopped in all capacity, bar online. We started the youth inter-counties last year, and 4 days later we went in a complete lockdown. And then, as you said, Leo Varadkar's speech. And then I think we began a big process of just cancelling everything, which was unfortunate, but we had to do what was right for health and safety. It was heartbreaking for everyone. It was heartbreaking for us, but look, no doubt we'll be back again.
Yeah, absolutely, and you've touched on online darts. Outside of professionals, obviously, I'm aware there is a pro tour on at the moment, but outside of the professionals, online darts has been a key. It's actually been a key to professionals as well. And Mark, in particular, who's here with us tonight, Mark, you've done so many games. I'd say you're into the thousands at this stage over the past couple of months.
Well, it feels like thousands, but yeah, no. The one thing about darts is that it seems to have exploded online, and it has been absolutely fantastic. That we've been able to take the game online. It's been brilliant. It has meant that players have been able to continue on. Okay, not in the same capacity as before, but some of the games that I've watched online, absolutely fantastic, and the standard is just getting absolutely out of this world at times.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we've seen with Q School in particular. Okay, I know a couple of our guys got very close this year, but there's one or two players in particular that stood out. Jake Jones, for one, that was standing out playing in online competitions here in Ireland, and he went on to get his card. But even the Irish guys from Martin Heenan and Niall Cullen, just to mention two, that have been performing, throughout the globe, taking on players from different countries, and have been fantastic. Kevin, it's fantastic to see the INDO players, the Irish players, got out and shown their class against some of the world's best.
Well, that's it. They extremely did very well at Q School. Unfortunately, none of them got because of the tour cards. But for the full year, you touched on two players there that have done extremely well playing online. Our own tournaments here in Ireland, all across, they played in UK ones. I think they've been playing in Australian tournaments, and they're doing well, if not winning them as well. And Martin was part of the WDF Virtual Cup and did very well as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know John O'Shea has took part in some of the modest leagues, and I know a lot of the ladies, Robin Byrne, Ailish Finn, and Donna Graham. I'm sure I'm forgetting loads, but I can see the ladies are taking part as well. And I believe there's an INDO ladies on Friday night. Is that correct?
That is correct. We started back again. I suppose this is our third phase of online darts for the INDO. We started last April last year. I just saw the online darts take off. I just saw a bit of a spot there that the Indo could do. We kept it going for a few weeks. It is tough. You've been part of the running tournament, so it is tough to run from our side of the things, as it is for the players. We came back again then, and we did a Premier League around Christmas time. That was successful, I thought it was. And I just saw again, we're going to be, unfortunately, we're going to be in this lockdown for a while. Again, I think Indo name, brand, people like to play in them, win them. So I said, sure, we transfer and we go back into it. And 104 last week was I said to myself, I get 64, I'm doing well, but I didn't expect to get 104. And I get a load of messages about the ladies, and I did say to them, I'm going to do one this Friday night, and hopefully I get the support. I think I will anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's going to improve their games, I'm sure. We have a couple of top ladies, but it's nice to see the other girls that maybe haven't represent Ireland. There has been opportunities for them to represent Ireland online in a couple of challenge matches.
Well, yeah, I get hounded for messages about this, and it was a pleasure to do. I am the ladies manager, so I kind of was keen to get them playing. A lot of the top, shall I say, ones that play in the circuit weren't doing it. So when we started off, we were looking who's playing, and we looked at other tournaments there that ladies on the line and other tournaments that were done by Donna Graham as well. And the selection process was good. A lot of these have never played for Ireland on floor tournaments, and of course, Robin Byrne is a standout player. We don't need to mention her because she's incredible. And we got Katie in as well. But Ailish Fillon has really, really shone on nine darts. And I really hope that she continues that on to the floor tournament when we're back.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is where Mark and the guys that I think Chris Curran gave him a help out as well. These ladies aren't just playing on the computer. They're actually being promoted on YouTube, on Facebook, on social media. So that has to stand for experience. And I'm sure, Mark, you enjoyed doing the challenge games in particular.
It's great, especially when you listen to the ladies and how proud they are to actually represent their country, even though it's not a full cap, it's not a proper cap, but they still feel as if it is. And Kevin there got them up, I think it was a wee certificate, for one of the ones that they done, and they were absolutely all delighted with it. They went online sharing with it, but it also, I'd also have seen a big improvement in each of the ladies. Every single one of them are playing to a different level now and a different standard to they were maybe a year ago.
Yeah, and again, that's the most important thing is that they're kept going, and apart from anything else, like going forward, hopefully, as I said, we may not be as far away as people think from us finally getting back in to action. So just from me touching that, Kevin, any update on the 2021 calendar?
Well, everything's cancelled up until end of July. We haven't cancelled the Irish Masters of yet, end of August. It's hard to know will that go ahead. It's very much a waiting game. We just have to keep waiting and see how long we can wait longer. I don't know, can the Irish Masters go ahead? I love to say yes. We go ahead, but we have to see. Numbers wise, vaccines, safety of players, and we're just going to have to wait. I know another month or two maybe help us out, and we see how we are.
Brilliant. And I just know, just touching then, it'll be full steam ahead, hopefully, going forward in 2022. I believe the events that were in such and such hotels are going to be rescheduled, and the dates that will be all published.
You're correct there. About 4 years ago, it was impossible to get hotels and sort out deals. And then when pre-COVID, we were getting hotels. Our numbers were strong, and we had a great brand, and it was easy to get deals, hotels. And now that we've cancelled everything twice with hotels, they've kept their word, and they're going to stick with us. And we have to acknowledge they've had a really hard time as well, and they've been committed to us. And we look forward to being back with them as well.
Brilliant. And just regarding the trim, which we're taking over to Knightsbrook for this year's All Ireland, unfortunately, that had to be cancelled. I believe that was a 3-year deal. I assume that's just been pushed back now.
Yeah, it's all been pushed forward for another year. So that their 3 years will just go on to another year. And this is a brand new hotel, and well, not a brand new hotel for darts for us, but it's a fabulous hotel. And so far, what I've been working with the staff in there has been phenomenal.
Brilliant. And just to touch base on something else, I'm not sure what information you may have on it. The WDF, the World Arts Federation World Cup of 2021, I believe it's to be in Denmark. Is there any update, Kevin, on that at this stage?
Well, we got a survey there to do from our side, and it was about eight questions. Simple enough, really, to be honest. They want to kind of know how our vaccine program is. Will we be vaccinated by all September? They're hoping to go ahead. They're probably going to just see how the vaccines are going and how each country is going. And I say another month or two, we'll probably get an update on that. Anyways, it's just hard to know. It's just hard to know. I love to say, yeah, we're ready to go, but I don't want to be making a mistake.
Absolutely, and it's a real pity because I think we had two fantastic teams that qualified, a lot of informed players. I think there's definitely one or two that were going to make their debuts, and I'm sure. Look, we all know that there's more important things in life than darts too, but it was a fantastic achievement for them, and hopefully, we'll keep the fingers crossed that we may get to go ahead with it this year.
Yeah.
So just looking ahead, we've touched on it already. There's a Friday night INDO coming up this week.
Yeah, so we're back again Friday night with the separate men's, separate ladies tournament. Entries will close at 7 and I'll do a live draw. And I want to mention that we haven't forgotten about the youths. I know we haven't done anything really for the youths, and I'm probably embarrassed to say that we haven't, but we will do something, if not the following week, and that is my promise. That is my promise to the youth players in Ireland, that we will do something, and we will keep it going for them.
Brilliant. And just as regards entries, it's just a matter basically of logging in themselves and registering their name and into PayPal. Is that correct?
That's it. It's just send the money to PayPal, write a note, your name is there. I see the email coming in within seconds. I'll put it into the NACA system, and we have a group page there called Indo Tournaments. I think most people are at the stage in and out and was plays online darts, and that's why I kind of where all the information that they need to play, log in, and results. It's all there for them.
Brilliant, and it's well, just one thing we might just touch on. Just for the payment on PayPal, is there a specific way you'd like that?
Well, yeah, this is a business PayPal account because it's the INDO's one. We are losing fees on it, so if people can send the money correctly, that we all benefited that way. Anyways, the PayPal take some correct fees out of it, so just double check when you're doing, folks. When you're sending, anyways, it's no biggie, but still, someone loses out.
Brilliantly, and again, just to stress, if there is anyone looking in that hasn't played in these before or maybe afraid of the level, lads, I can assure you, just get involved. The same for the ladies, because it's a fantastic opportunity. You can make friends here. You may be playing against a better player. Don't let averages put you off. It's great fun. You'll meet with people. A lot of the top players will gladly have a chat with you at the end, and there's always some friendly advice. And I think that's been one of the key things that we've seen, Kevin, on a lot of the tournaments that you've ran, and especially the streamed ones with Mark. Mark will always have a chat with the players, and people are chatting together, and it's good communication. And at the end of the day, it's keeping us all, with a little bit of sane as well going forward.
Well, that's it. Like these online tournaments, you're playing probably someone that you don't play against, because most players probably don't play the circuit that doing online tournaments. Like I had a challenge there with the Galway team that was playing Midwest Cork, and these lads probably would have seen each other, so they got to play each other, and we had a group chat afterwards, and like there was good banter. So this, I'm sure it's happening around the country. You're playing someone else, you're creating friendships, and when I'm back on the floor tournaments, you'll know this person, you'll be able to chat with them. So it's building bonds and friendships.
Yeah, brilliant. And I know there was a fantastic idea by Owen Caffrey going on at the moment as well, which Mark is involved in with the online county competition. I believe that's been quite similar. There was 6 or 7 week thing. Mark, I believe that comes to a climax the weekend.
Yeah, Friday night, actually, a local team of mine, a lot of good friends on it, Down are playing Killarney in the final. They played each other in the group match. Down won. I'd say the Killarney boys will be out for some revenge, and I'm expecting an absolute bomber of a game. I'm looking forward to it, actually.
Fantastic. Well, look, hopefully tune in for that one myself.
Well, it'll be on. It'll be on from 8 o'clock on Saturday.
Brilliant. Happy days. Okay, so guys, we're now going to move on to the Killarney Festival. Of course, most people looking in will remember what a magnificent success we had there. God, it must be 18 months ago at this stage, or very close to it. It was a fantastic weekend, some unbelievable performances. But I think what we done, apart from anything else, I thought it was a fantastic show. I thought it came across well to everybody. The audience loved it. And this one, I'm going to have a quick chat with Mark on it. Mark, I'm going to put you on the spot here, but off the top of your head, the tournament itself was over 3 days that year, and you streamed an enormous amount of games. Numbers-wise, Mark, off the top of your head, can you know how many we reached or how many countries within reason of what we reached? I at the moment, McAvoy darts will reach us all continents, and I'm talking about Japan. You're talking all Europe,
Australia, I think, is about the only one that we haven't. We've had some in Africa, and we've had a brave few in America as well. We've built up that following now that we do get regular people coming on the streams now. You actually get to know who is actually going to come on and make comments now, and the commentators have great fun with it. And so do anybody that's sitting at home, to get involved in the bit of chat, get their name mentioned, and sometimes there's a bit of banter goes on in the chat pages. But yeah, we touch on the major countries. A lot of figures there for the UK, Ireland, the Netherlands is a big follower. But again, outside of that, again, you have America, you have Japan. I actually have a few in Japan that actually follow us in Japan. So yeah, we actually go worldwide, and Kilkenny has gone worldwide. So it's great from that point of view. And on the day, we do get really, really massive viewing figures.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I remember I was doing a bit of commentary, I think, on the last evening, and there was people commenting online, and they were from all over Europe, and as you say, there could have been some worldwide. We may not have distinguished the name, but it's fantastic to reach out to such an audience. This year, we are at the moment about 8 months away. Kevin, what are our chances?
I am very confident that this will go ahead. I was confident last year, but just didn't go ahead. But I'm very, very, very confident this will go ahead. We're in a good position. This is the back end of the calendar of the WDF, so we're in prime position to go ahead. So the country is meant to be all vaccinated by September, as best anyways. So we have 2 months after that then. So I think we should be planning for it to go ahead. We have time on our side, and but again, everyone has to play their part. All at the minute now, just social distance. Everyone do their little bit that helps, and we'll get there in the end.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the most important thing. I suppose we touched on it earlier on briefly that dealing with hotels now. There's so many hotels that wants the darts in, and you yourself are the front man there. You speak with so many events managers and that, but with Killarney, I presume it's a little bit different because you're not really dealing with an events manager. You're dealing with Andrew Spillane, and as we all know, Andrew Spillane is a darts man. He's for darts players, and Andrew is absolutely fantastic in his help, and he does everything to make these events possible. It must be a pleasure to deal with him, Kevin.
Well, that's it. Andrew is a darts man, and he's the manager that I deal with anyway. So it is an absolute pleasure to deal with him. He's always coming up with ideas, and as vice versa. Again, you can just sit down and talk to him about anything. Even it's non-darts, but just to have that core foundation, a man that works in the hotel, that knows darts, that knows what we want, what they want, and we can always work together and make a good agreement for the benefit of darts and the tournament, obviously, as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the main thing, because there's going to be no hiccups throughout the event. Then there's going to be no issue with where tables go or silly little things. With that, it's fantastic. So, Kevin, just give us a rundown. I believe it's as we've always said, it's going to be a bigger and better Killarney. So, just tell us a little bit about it.
Killarney 2019 was it above succeeding my expectations. I think we went in it unknown. We very little experience of running these kind of tournaments. But we did it. We did it. Friday night already went a bit longer than I thought would, but we're going to rectify that. But Saturday and Sunday went well, very well, and we succeeded. Anything that we accomplished, and a lot of praise that we were better than some other tournaments. So that was nice. And then 2020, I said, geez, we're going to really make the Indo better. And then COVID hit, so we're a bit let down. So this year, then. We had to be thinking outside the box. How can we make this festival better? How can we stand outside from the rest of them? So I'm sure people have noticed that on the calendar, on the dates that are posted up on Facebook, that it's 4 days now. So I suppose might as well make the announcement here now, better than anywhere, that it's a 4-day festival now with a guaranteed of 40,000 prize funds here. Now it's literally known outside. The Indo knows this, so it's known now. The Thursday will be a team event. It'll be called the All Ireland Four-Side Classic. I think Mr. Benny Grace came up with that name. Brilliant name. So that's basically it's a 4-side team, which you have to be playing from your same county or your area. We will be only taking 64 teams only from counties from down south or up in the north. But you can have as many teams as you want from per county. You can have all 64 teams from Kerry if they want to be, but we're only taking 64 for time-wise, numbers-wise, and the structure-wise. The format will be like a World Cup format, that it's all 4 players will play each other. It's at Journish, and it's one leg format. It's unique because that's what we do when we're going over playing in the other countries. It's one leg format, and what anything can happen in one leg, you know. I could go in there and play a top player one leg. You know, I'm fancying my chances. Best of 11, I don't have a chance. So we're giving chances for every dart player, and the team format gives more darts for other players. So then on top of that, then Friday daytime, we're going to have a new tournament called the Killarney Open, who is now going to be sponsored by Voom Voom Valentine, which is Mark Ryan from Kildare, who's came on board with us. This is non-ranked, so it's going to be still going to be 3,200 prize fund, 2,200 in the men, 1,000 in the ladies. It's going to be a short format, like a tenner in, because we have a doubles tournament that night as well, which will carry the same amount of prize money as well as the Killarney Open. Then for Saturday is the one to win. It'll be the Wimba Irish Open WDF Gold event. The men's winner will get 3,200. The women's winner will get 1,600, and the youths will get €200. But the men's and ladies winner get they do get a golden ticket. They get automatically into the WDF World Championship. So the likes of, you know, any Joe Sub can go in and play that tournament and go on and win it, and you're in the World Championship, and you never know, your career might start there and then. Sunday then is it's the HPR Irish Classic. That's a silver event. That carries a lot of points, but if you get to the final, the two in the final are automatically going into the World Masters. Same as the semi-finalists in the Irish Gold event, they're automatically going to the World Masters. So there's a lot of opportunities there for players to qualify, and we're coming to the end of the calendar, the WDF. I think we're falling in a lovely position. If people are chasing points or just need to secure themselves on WDF calendar, they need to be coming to the Irish Open. And there's only 12 gold opens in the world, and you know, it was hard enough to get a gold event here in Ireland. We got one. So, and again, I no doubt we'll put on a good show for everyone that comes and for the Irish players as well.
Fantastic. And I suppose you've touched on it there. There's something for everybody. So, you know, as we've said on the Thursday, just want you from your own county, you can come down, have a bit of fun. So, you know, even for pub players who are just coming down for the weekend and are going to participate, this is an extra opportunity for them to play with some of their friends and their pals and have a bit of fun. And then there's also the opportunity with the one leg system to allow players that extra little bit of experience of playing in the World Cup format for the likes of the players who are qualifying when they do go abroad. They have an extra tournament on their shoulders to play in.
Yeah, that's exactly correct.
And of course, the weekend, then we've touched on it again, you know, Saturday and Sunday are given. You know, it's a fantastic opportunity for players to participate from all over Ireland, regardless their level. And of course, the players from abroad coming over, it's a fantastic opportunity. We see, I think Michael Warburton done the double in 2019. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see. I hope going forward, again, it's probably out of our hand and system, but I hope we can get to September, get everything sorted our end, vaccine-wise, and going forward, we're able to say, look, the entries are open, this event will be going ahead. Last year, we were doing our best. We were holding off as long as we could. I appreciate people were getting frustrated, but Kevin, we did hold on as long as we could and done our best to run it last year.
We did. We tried every angle with everything. Yeah, look, all I say is we won't be opening entries just yet, but people can start with their bookings in the Gleneagle. You won't lose your booking deposit in the Gleneagle. Outside the Gleneagle, I cannot control. That's just I'm dealing with one hotel. But people can book. I hopefully get the package deal up in the next few days. Just you know, the staff aren't working in the hotel. There might be once a week or once every 2 weeks. So it's just to get it slowly communication at the minute. But it will come, and it's going to be a big festival. It had to be a big festival, you know. I Mick will be one in there with me that we always want to put on a good show.
Brilliant. And just to touch base on something else, obviously you've mentioned a couple of sponsors there. Indo are very lucky. We've got some fantastic sponsors. some of whom we can see there on your shirt there at the moment. But look, going forward, Kevin, is there an opportunity there? If there was anyone looking in, is there an opportunity for them to try and get involved in the Killarney Festival?
Yes, of course. We would never refuse sponsorship, never. We're always looking for sponsors. We have a Facebook page there that has near 10,000 likes. Indo Killarney is nearly 2. We have a social media, Twitter, Instagram. We will advertise any company that wants us to do. We will work with anyone. We're very easily approached, and we'll always see what best we can do for each other. So if anyone wants to get involved, send me a message, send the Indo a message, email. We'll always contact.
And can I just add something in there too? Like, there is plenty of opportunity on the live stream in between matches to put an advertisement up and advertise your company through that way. There is a whale of opportunities for anybody that wants to advertise during the Killarney Festival, especially online.
That's right. I actually remember going back to 2019 that obviously we had our big screens which were also showing the live games you were doing on stage, Mark. But in between the games, all the logos went across the screens, and every company that was involved, like these were going out. We've already touched on this. These were hitting 4 and 5 continents. They were going worldwide, nationwide, which obviously is very important in terms of business. But it was hitting worldwide.
Yep. Yeah, that is the important thing. Yeah, and a good selling point as well for any of the advertisers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there's some fantastic sponsors out there. They are putting a lot of money into different events. I appreciate it's been a tough year. It's been a tough year for everyone. It's a tough year for businesses. But there is that opportunity, and at least they know what they're doing with the INDO. There's certainly something going to be coming back, and they're not going to be putting a little sign in a corner board, and that's the end of it. They're getting fantastic advertising for the money. So look, just I suppose we're coming towards the end. I'm just thinking going forward, Kevin, without singing anyone's praises, of course I know I'm on the INDO committee with you, but I know there is a fantastic team there, and everyone works hard, especially behind the scenes. I'll be the first to say that the work that Kevin does is fantastic. When it comes to the big festivals and big events, I think everybody gets on board, and we're all pulling in the one direction.
That's correct. We did. We pulled Killarney off with very little knowledge. I know knowledge. I was only ever at one open tournament. That was the one up in the north done by the INDO. So that was my knowledge. Richie Walsh has done a few, so he had a bit of knowledge. So we went in with the unknown, and we got the job done. A lot of people can say about INDO committees, but we work together. That's the one thing, is we might not all agree on things, but we'll always come with the right way forward. Everyone has opinions, and I do love opinions, and just to get the right angle first.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there's been many a heated debate in the WhatsApp group, but we're all grown up and professional enough the next day to move on to another topic, which is the most important thing.
That's correct.
Just again, another thing I know back over the last year as well, Mark has posted many of the days that went on in Killarney. There was a couple of days that he went day 1, day 2, day 3, and it was brilliant to get those back out there, bringing people back to fond memories. Ollie Monaghan, of course, took hundreds of thousands of pictures down there. This is a legacy. It's something that goes on. It's something that happens. I know, Kevin, you did a few posts on the Killarney page of the team and the winners and stuff like that. I do think there was one thing that was forgotten, and that was yourself. I think there's no doubt the whole of Ireland knows that the work that you do yourself into these events is absolutely fantastic. It's incredible. Where you get the time from to do the work you do, I simply don't know. So it's absolutely fantastic, Kevin. So I'm sure everyone looking in will agree that being in a committee is often a thankless job, but I'm sure everyone looking in will agree that the work you do yourself is fantastic, and the time you put into it to make this happen. And of course, with the backing of a strong committee is important. I know Noel Redmond at the moment is looking into something that's going to be released maybe in a few days with regards to a couple of changes in that. And again, everyone's doing their bit, and it's fantastic for darts, and it's keeping darts going the best we can.
That's it, Mick. I know the floor tournaments aren't going, but we're working away silently. I think we might be changing the ranking system. Actually, we will be changing the ranking system. Just it's to formulate the document and to be able to explain it, to word it right. That'll be coming out soon. We have a good system. It just needed a little bit of a tweak. to benefit our players, because I've travelled with them, and I think the timing of making the team hasn't been beneficial for Ireland players. You're making the team nearly a year in advance, so it hasn't worked, and it needs adjusting. And I think this is probably the best time to do it now, because we're not active on floor tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, we would be hoping that the informed players would be going from qualifying more or less into the competitions.
Yeah.
Is there any questions online? Can you see, Mark, or is there anybody?
Nobody really. Just Siobhan has said happy St Patrick's Day, and James Joyce, good man, Kevin. But really nothing online so far. But again, maybe I probably should have said that at the start, maybe just to get.
Yeah, look, I'm sure if anyone has any questions, they will.
I suppose we make we might as well say, Mark, you will be a part of the. We signed the contract. We haven't made it officially announced, but you will be the streaming. I think there's no one that can match you. But I've seen. I know there's some over across the pond, but you here in Ireland, there's no exception, and everything the whole year is improved. Your graphics, everything. That amount of hours you put in is phenomenal. Well, and you're doing tournaments out of your own love of the game, really, and that is.
It is indeed. Yeah, well, we're delighted to be back again doing Killarney. Again, like for us, that was the biggest tournament that we had ever done, and we hadn't done one for a 3-day one before. First, a big learning curve for us, but on the whole, we thoroughly enjoyed it. We learned lessons. We came away from it. We looked back over footage again, and then we said, right, okay, we want to make improvements. I've invested heavily in new equipment. I'm hoping to have a remote camera on the ground, going up and down the floor games. We're going to pick a game. It may not necessarily go live, but we can record it, and then we can put it up and lessen the gaps in between games, because we do realise that when a tournament's going on, you have to wait till everybody finishes in the round before you can go on to the next round. So you unfortunately do get them gaps, and we want to fill that time better, because that's where you lose viewers. When you put on the bit of music and throw on the bit of advertising, people tend to switch off. Then we want to keep them engaged. We want to even some footage from the last from 2019. Even if you throw up the finals over the days, rerun the finals again, just keep the audience engaged, and that's what we've been doing. And the graphics as well is all part of that as well. It's to make it more interesting for people, that it's not just going on, that it's boring, you know what I mean, that there's something there for them to actually sit and watch and enjoy.
Yeah, brilliant. And again, I think we've touched on it straight away there. We've hit the nail on the head. You love darts, you enjoy darts, and when somebody loves doing what they're doing, that's how you're able to bring such a fantastic.
Well, for me, like, I'm a player. I'm still an active player myself, and for me, it's always been an easy decision to go down this route and actually and that was my aim, was when I first started off, was to put local darts up, and we got that. I'm actually going to be moving back. That's why I'm moving back to more local, as in my own league and that there, and get a wee bit more of them up online. But again, with me being an active player, sometimes it's just that wee bit hard to try and get that in. But yeah, the fact that nationally we can get and we've put players up there that previously had little or no exposure, and this is, for me, has been the biggest plus, is that a lot of players that people might only know by name actually get to see face to face on a lot of the streams.
Yeah, brilliant. Again, it's absolutely fantastic. So, look, I think we've touched on everything there going forward. The main thing now is hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel, hope that we are getting back to some kind of normality, and that by the end of the summer, early autumn, we will be able to get back out, get back playing darts, and most importantly, I think in terms of the big event, is have the 2021 Killarney Festival.
Well, fingers crossed.
Okay, so look, before we finish, thanks everyone for tuning in. A couple of people may have seen me before on a chat show. Just if you are interested, I do have Lee Westwood next Wednesday evening for anyone looking to have a peep at that. May not interest the dart guys, but Lee has kindly given me a half an hour next week. But look, again, huge thanks to Mark for everything he does. Huge thanks to Kevin for coming on board. And as he said, 40k prize fund for Killarney, now ran over 4 days. Bigger and better Killarney Festival. Everybody, stay safe. Enjoy the rest of St. Patrick's Day. and good luck.
Okay, Kevin, any final words from you?
Mick said it there. Killarney's 40,000 now, so it's going to be big. Just for everyone out, just enjoy what's left of St. Patrick's Day. Keep safe, and we'll see you again.
Okay, folks, thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure having you on, and hopefully after this now things are a wee bit more clear as to what way things are going to pan out. So I'm going to say good night from the three of us here, and thanks very much for joining us.
Fun.